Taking a live look outside with live cam. It is a beautiful start to our Friday morning.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning, rise and shine. It is 6 o'clock on your Friday, April 12th.
Thank you for starting your Friday morning with us. It's been great. I've been having fun with you guys.
I'm glad you were here yesterday. We're going to end the week on a bright note.
Yay.
Yay. All right. Mike Usdridge is here, too. Also bright on this side of the studio.
Thank you very much. Yes. And bright as far as the forecast is concerned, because today is going to be another one of these fantastic days. Chilly this morning. Grab a jacket and then T-shirts and shorts later on. And that will be the attire for most all of the weekend and then going into next week. Go figure, because it is basically heading in toward Fiesta and things are going to start to heat up and get a lot more humid. Don't have much humidity out there right now. A lot of clear skies. Traffic there on 410 is moving along very well by the airport. We're at 57 degrees right now. Look at that, mid 40s in parts of the hill country. We actually went up a couple of notches out there at the airport just in the past hour. Oak is still high. Remember, it was dropping down, shot back up a little bit a few days ago. It did drop down about half of what it was the previous day. Updated count, of course, is going to be coming out a little bit later on. So yes, we are definitely on the downward slide out of the peak of oak season. Mold is moderate, pecan is low. We do have a red flag warning goes into effect later on today. It's going to be a windy day today. And with that dry air, especially, and staying dry, even though the humidity tries to creep back in for the rest of the area, it still remains dry out to the west. So that's prompting the red flag warning. Noon up until 10 o'clock tonight. Pretty unusual. A lot of times these end just after dinner time, right around sunset time, but it's going to remain windy out there to the west all the way into the evening hours. Plenty of sunshine today. We may have a little bit of a milky shade to the sky and then a few high clouds that are going to start to work their way in here later on today. Up to, easy for me to say, 76 degrees at noon, 82 high temperature. We're going to talk about what it's going to be like the week leading up to a Fiesta, and then also the first day of Fiesta. Could be interesting. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ, what's going on, sir?
Yeah, Mike, things looking pretty good out there. And man, hard to believe that we are now counting down to Fiesta. Cannot wait for all the fun stuff that we have coming up this year. All right, traffic looking pretty good right now. If you're about to step outside to start your Friday morning, maybe starting out your weekend a little bit early here. I-10 at Proban on the south side of downtown. Things looking pretty good. 35 Loop 410. Traffic moving pretty good in both directions there as well. Want to let you know about a couple of different things that we are seeing pop up. In fact, in the downtown area, 35 southbound there at Santa Rosa Street, we do have a stalled vehicle right there downtown at the Y. And I'll check the cameras here in just a little bit, because it looks like we're getting definitely some activity out in that area. Maybe give you a shot during our next traffic hit. I-35 southbound at Cesar Chavez Boulevard. We have a stalled vehicle in that area for all of our folks that are coming in kind of from that south of downtown, maybe the King Williams Southtown area. 35 at Cesar Chavez getting a little bit busy out there. As we zoom out, show you our citywide map, and things looking pretty good again for the most part. We do have ongoing construction here. I-10 out there by New Berlin for all of our folks coming in and out of the Seguin area. But as far as that construction northeast side, we had that planned and scheduled. That is, but we are seeing traffic move through that area pretty well. So we will continue to give you more updates. Ongoing construction projects this weekend. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a bit. Mark and Erica, back to you guys.
RJ, this morning, two San Antonio women who claimed they were victims of a man accused of catfishing and sexual assault are coming forward after his arrest.
Now, as you can see behind us, 38-year-old Chong Yun Mounts was arrested this week and accused of sexual assault and online impersonation.
KSAT's John Paul Barajas spoke with the two women who came forward and shares their story.
I was completely sexually exploited and stolen from and left restrained in my house.
Tied up, blindfolded, and left on her own to get out. That woman, who wants to remain anonymous, says she's not the only one.
I've never allowed someone to come into my apartment that I have never seen face to face and have myself blindfolded. I beat myself up over that every day.
Chong, do you have anything you want to say for yourself? Did you do it?
Both of these women say they're victims of 38-year-old Chong Yun Moons. He is facing a single charge of sexual assault and 2 of online impersonation.
Anything you want to say to your family?
The San Antonio Police Department says Moons used someone else's picture on his Tinder profile and pretended to be that person. Investigators add he established an online relationship with the victim and then convinced her to play out a fantasy in December.
Leaving the door unlocked, and I would be blindfolded in my bedroom.
Janitria Sedlock and the other woman are not the victims in SAPD's case, but they say the same things happened to them. They remember the moment they realized the person that tied them up was not the person from his dating app profile.
I did say stop, but of course he didn't. He did eventually stop, but on his own terms, not when I asked him to.
You were at their mercy, basically. So if you did try to fight back, what would happen then?
The women tell us they had to remove their own restraints and that they both had money stolen from their Cash App.
He was like, "Is this Spotify?" Talking about my phone. I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I made my own playlist." He was like, "What's your password?"
Sedlock says $900 was taken from her and the other woman, $300.
I replaced my phone. I got my money back. But what I don't get back is the person that I was that day.
Both the women we spoke to do have cases with their police departments in Selma and Fredericksburg, and those agencies tell us they are in communication with SAPD. The women hope to add more sexual assault charges to Muntz's current charges, but say they've been told by authorities it'll be difficult because there was at least partial consent at some point. If you or anyone you know thinks they're a victim, call SAPD. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Topping your morning headlines, an accused serial killer out of Texas make it a plea deal. Raul Mesa is reportedly connected to the murders of 4 people and suspected in at least 2 other deaths. The deal would have Mesa plead guilty and serve 50 years for each murder. He's accused of the families of the victims say the deal is disrespectful and they want to see a harsher punishment. The Travis County DA's office say they haven't accepted or declined that deal.
Interesting story out of Houston. The liver and kidney transplant programs have been deactivated at Memorial Hermann Hospital in Houston after a surgeon there was accused of denying some of his patients liver transplants. That's according to our sister station KPRC. A federal investigation is now underway for the allegations that Dr. Steve Bynum was secretly altering transplant databases with the intention of making some of his patients ineligible for liver transplants. Dr. Bynum has led Memorial Hermann's abdominal transplant program since 2011.
On Capitol Hill, Congress is set to take up a bill related to our national security.
As ABC's Christiane Cordero reports, some lawmakers argue it gives the government too much power over Americans.
Today, a bill that helps the government fight against terrorism is set to make its way through Congress. Without it, FBI Director Christopher Wray warns American lives will be at risk.
If we're blinded from seeing what our adversaries are doing, who they're working with, I can tell you that's going to most definitely have consequences for our ability to protect the American people.
The Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, or FISA, allows our intelligence agencies to collect data on foreign nationals without a warrant. It sometimes collects data on Americans who interact with persons of interest, fueled by sharp criticism from former President Donald Trump, who urged Congress kill FISA. Hardline House Republicans opposed its reauthorization. Now, after late-night negotiations, they agreed to move forward with a shorter reauthorization.
The 2-year instead of 5 length of time, sunset is the major change.
Wray particularly vouched for the part of FISA that can collect data on Americans. This week, an 18-year-old Idaho man was arrested and charged after allegedly planning an ISIS-K-inspired attack here in the U.S.
It is crucial to identifying terrorists in the homeland, working with or inspired by a rogues gallery of foreign terrorist organizations who have publicly called for attacks against our country.
A possible reform to the bill would require a warrant before accessing data from Americans. That has mixed reviews from both Republicans and Democrats. A vote is expected today in the House, and the clock is ticking. FISA officially expires 1 week from today. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Back here at home, everybody is getting ready for a fiesta, and that includes TxDOT. They're reminding everyone to drink responsibly and have a sober ride. TxDOT has officially kicked off its 2024 Fiesta Drive Sober, No Regrets campaign. During Fiesta, SAPD says it will have more patrols downtown to help identify drunk drivers.
Have somebody that's going to get the group safely home. We totally support people having fun during Fiesta. Fiesta is a great, fun event for all of our city, decades and decades old, and we want to continue to support that.
Now, if you do plan on attending Fiesta and drinking, always plan ahead. Of course, there's always a ride share like Uber or Lyft, or you can always use Via to get you home safe.
To kick off the return of Fiesta, you can grab a free KSAT medal at various locations around the San Antonio area. We have a brand new location for you to visit this morning. We're going to reveal that coming up at 6:42 right here on GMSA. And fun fact, did you know KSAT has 5 different kinds of medals for you to collect, including one for Texas Eats, SA Live, and more. Check out this story on KSAT.com for more details on which ones and the dates where you can get yours for absolutely free.
I can't wait. Fiesta season is my favorite.
It's time.
My birthday's in Fiesta. I have my yearly funnel cake and chicken on a stick, and I'm so ready.
I am too. And let's do it before it gets hot.
Yes, for sure. Your time now is 6:10.
54 degrees just ahead. If you're looking for something to do today, the San Antonio Zoo has you covered. We've got a preview of Locals Day when it starts this morning.
Taking a live look outside with LiveCam. It is a great start to the morning. Not too many traffic problems, but there is some construction that RJ will tell us about after the break. If you're looking to get out of the house with the kids, the San Antonio Zoo is offering discount admission for Bexar County residents today on Locals Day.
All Bexar County residents can get into the zoo today for $8, and the zoo will be open from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. And speaking of locals, our own GMSA web producer and KSAT Kids content creator Ben Spicer and his kiddos Wesley and Bradley were out at the zoo Wednesday as part of a field trip.
They spent the day riding the train and checking out the latest upgrades for families. And as you can see, his littles clearly enjoyed it. I love the zoo, so this is great.
And we love Ben, too. He's a great part of our morning family here at KSAT 12. All right, looking ahead, National Park Week kicks off coming up April 20th. Entry fees to every national park in the country are waived that day, and special activities are also planned throughout the week.
There are 429 sites within National Park System, from national battlefields to seaside parks. The event runs from Saturday, April 20th to Sunday, April 28th.
And I imagine a lot of people are going to take advantage of that.
I mean, the weather has been great. You know, it's just the perfect time to go out there and enjoy.
Still on my list, Big Bend.
I haven't gone there either.
Yeah, it's like it's a hike for us as far as getting there from here, but I hear it's amazing.
I know. I'd like to go do that one day.
All right, let's check on traffic. RJ, how's it looking at 6:15?
Yeah, guys, you know, any type of hiking, any type of park activity might be a good idea to just sort of avoid all the construction that we're going to see, especially in north side, northwest side. We're going to talk about that here in just a bit. But current traffic conditions, 35 in New Braunfels, traffic moving pretty good. Both directions right there, downtown area, 35 there at Main, upper, lower levels. Things looking pretty good in that area as well. Same situation there, 35 at Alamo. And all right, our maps are starting to update us on a little bit going on here in the downtown area, downtown at the Y. That's basically why we have this duplicate icon right there, because our maps just basically updated here. I-10 eastbound at Frio Street, we do have a stalled vehicle, not causing any major delays, but again, all of our folks coming in from the Woodlawn area, keep this in mind if you are headed into downtown right now. Same situation here as well. Okay, so I will say I'm ahead of the map, so I'll give myself some credit for that. Loop 410 westbound, Nacogdoches near the San Antonio Airport. We have a stalled vehicle being reported in the westbound lanes at Loop 410 for all of our folks headed in that area. Maybe headed out to the airport, maybe run into that stalled vehicle. All right, construction, major construction taking place here. 1604 I-10, that will be shut down the entire weekend starting tonight to 5 o'clock a.m. Monday morning. So we have various detours there from UTSA Boulevard up to La Cantera Parkway and 1604 Vance Jackson to La Cantera Parkway on 1604. And we also have the westbound lanes of 1604 closed right there all the way from the Blanco exit to Bitters, that entrance ramp there. So all of our folks around the HEB, Target, if you have to shop around there, plan ahead.
Plan ahead.
Yes, avoid all this mess.
RJ, you don't know this, but we bought digital billboards out there on all sides of that interchange, and it shows you going, turn around.
That'd be awesome.
Go that way.
RJ, right
way
there.
to get the message.
Right, and he's smiling just like that. But yeah, it's
turn
yeah,
around.
I know that move's kind of in a commercial already, but you're gonna hijack
And
it.
it's a combination of that and going, don't blame me.
Yeah, really.
That's the other side of the billboard.
We were talking about Fiesta medals, and I go to the SA Live website. Yesterday, this was one of my favorite things. There is a small little shop over there in the alley, used to be Artisan's Alley on Bitters, called Dusty Saw Design. And this gentleman, he's been on the show a couple of times, and he took our Fiesta medal and then replicated it in this wooden plaque with these different layers of thin wood, all hand painted. All right, he can do anything. He can do a picture of your dog, your kids, anything like that. Check out his shop. But the most beautiful thing that he made. So it's on the SA Live website. So right now you can check out that.
Awesome.
So, yeah,
Sounds good.
Very cool. And it's hanging up in our studio right now. So being a woodworker too, I'm very fond of that. So, all right, as far as the bus this morning, grab a jacket. It is chilly out there. We're in the mid 50s, 40s in the hill country. It's pretty cool
Chilly
out there in the hill country. Clear skies, gorgeous day today. Maybe a few extra clouds, a little bit of a milky shade to the sky today. 82 high temperature, just fantastic. Enjoy it. Humidity is going to start to work its way back into the picture as time rolls on. Here's a look outside right now over there by the airport, and you can see how nice it is. And we're going to swing that camera around here and our next weather hit and see if we're starting to see the glow of the sunrise yet. I was talking about some of those kind of that milky shade to the sky. That was the sky yesterday, or the water vapor imagery, I should say, which kind of just looks at not necessarily clouds, but the moisture aloft in the atmosphere. We have bone dry air. Now a little bit of extra moisture coming in here. And again, that's why that milky shade or a couple of high wispy clouds later on today, but sort of splitting hairs because it's going to be a pretty one. 76 at noon. And like I said, we top off at 82 later on this afternoon for a high temperature, which is right what you'd expect this time of year. So we've got dry air in place, and notice how with the humidity that wants to kind of creep in here throughout the day, but notice how the humidity stays very low out in our western counties. And with the windy conditions out there, that's why that red flag warning stays in effect up until 10 o'clock tonight. And then notice how the humidity starts to really come up, and those winds are really going to be howling. And this is going to be out of the southeast again, pulling in more of that humidity. That will be the case overnight. We'll have lighter wind throughout the day. Excuse me, in the early morning hours, I should say, but it picks back up again tomorrow during the day. So it's going to be another windy one. And again, there's that red flag warning because the air stays drier longer out to the west, and it's in effect up until 10 o'clock, which is it's one of the latest I've ever seen as far as a red flag warning being in effect. Now, as far as the humidity, it is going to continue to go up, like I said, tomorrow somewhat, and then going into Sunday and pretty much almost all of the rest of the week. But what's going to be interesting is what happens late next week. So right now, we've had this blow up to the north of us. That's been keeping us in this northwesterly flow. That's what we can thank for the beautiful weather we've been having. Now the ridge builds in here, not only moisture at the surface, we get the southwesterly flow, as you saw with some of that moisture coming in upstairs. So a lot of those high clouds. And this low may throw a little bit of a little sprinkle around here Monday night late. But what is looking like is going to be happening is that low really builds up there, and there are some indications that that's going to throw a front through here late next week. So until then, great today. Humidity increases, that small chance for a shower or two late Monday into Tuesday. And with that front coming through here, that would be, as it looks right now, during the afternoon on Thursday. That would then knock the humidity down and maybe squeeze out a couple of showers and also knock temperatures down. So again, we're still a week away. These late season fronts, you know, they think they're going to do one thing and kind of turn around and do the other thing. But like I said, as of right now, it's looking like it would be cooler for that first weekend of Fiesta.
So no sticky confetti?
No, that's what it's looking like right now. So.
Good to know.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mike. 621, 53 degrees.
We'll be right back.
When you have chronic kidney disease, there are places you'd like to be. Like here. And here. Not so much here. Farxiga reduces the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis.
Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections, and low blood sugar. A rare, life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis.
When you have chronic kidney disease, it's time to ask your doctor for Farxiga, because there are places you want to be.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
In your morning consumer headlines, Instagram is testing a new tool aimed at protecting minors from sextortion. That's when someone blackmails a user after getting them to send explicit photos of themselves. The feature is designed to automatically blur all images with nudity sent in direct messages.
Meanwhile, Apple is expanding its self-repair program. Consumers in repair shops will soon be able to use genuine used Apple parts to fix devices rather than having to order brand new components. It will reportedly start in the fall with iPhone 15 and newer models.
And Uber is rearranging all of its safety tools, putting them all in one place for easier access. Passengers can choose if and when those safety tools should be automatically activated. This feature will be especially helpful to women traveling alone late at night. Before we go to break, Spurs will wrap up their regular season this weekend with the final 2 games over at Frost Bank Center. The Denver Nuggets are in town tonight at 7, followed by the Detroit Pistons on Sunday. Go Spurs, go.
It is now 6:26 and 53 degrees out there.
Let's check TransGuide one more time. There's a beautiful shot as we've got the Friday morning sunrise out there, and there's I-10 at Frio. RJ is standing by with another live update. Friday morning, happy Friday to you outside with live cam. It's dark. I mean, darker than a little brighter out there at San Antonio International Airport. And if you look the other direction, we've got another beautiful sunrise that's starting out right now.
Good morning. It's 6:30 on your Friday, April 12th.
Thanks for starting your morning with us. Glad Erica's here again for a second day, joined by Mike Osterhage.
Yes, and I will swing this camera around. I'm waiting for the computer to update itself.
Okay.
So it always takes a long time to do that. But yes, we'll look at the sunrise because it's going to be a prize winner again. Gorgeous all day long, and this is going to be the last of the low humidity days. If you like the low humidity, enjoy today. It's going to start to return. If you like humidity, you like the weekend forecast and going into next week. A lot of clear skies out there. Traffic's moving along very well. 410 over there by the airport. 57 degrees. We've actually gone up a couple of notches just since earlier this morning, and the dew point stands at 46. So still very dry air in place. 40s in the hill country. It's really chilly out there. 52 at Castroville, 47 in Bulverde, and 53 right now over there at Randolph. Oak still on the high side, although it came down from the previous day's reading. And mold is moderate. Pecan is on the low side. We're going to get the updated count in just a couple of hours this morning. And we do have red flag warnings that go into effect at noon up until 10 o'clock tonight. So it is going to be very windy around the area, gusty winds, and the humidity is low. It's going to start to creep back in here, but it's going to stay really low out to the west. And so that's why those red flag warnings remain in effect through this evening. So fantastic again today. It is going to be breezy. Humidity starts to work its way back in here then in the overnight hours. Not bad. You'll notice it more tomorrow throughout the day. A few more clouds. And again, it's going to be on the windy side tomorrow. Then Sunday through middle half of next week, warm and humid. There may be a sprinkle getting squeezed out late Monday, Tuesday. Not really a big deal. And then Thursday, of course, start of Fiesta. A couple of showers are going to be possible, but also there is a front which is going to be moving into the vicinity, and right now a lot of the long-range computer models have that coming on through here, which would actually cool us down somewhat. Now we will have to maybe deal with a couple of showers and thunderstorms when that comes through, but could be interesting for, like I said, the start of Fiesta and going into the first weekend of Fiesta. More on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, what's going on, RJ?
All right, Mike. Yeah, things looking pretty good out there. And you know what? We will take it, especially to start out your Friday morning here, because as we've seen over the past couple of days, things can certainly get very busy out there. But right now, traffic moving pretty good in all parts of the city. 37 Loop 410 on the far southeast side. We do see traffic moving pretty well there. 410 and West Military Drive, same situation there as well. A couple of smaller things to let you know about. Stalled vehicles. Still have this I-10 eastbound at Frio Street for all of our folks coming into the downtown area. Let's go to the airport area because we have a stall Loop 410 westbound there on those lanes at Nacogdoches. Not causing too many delays right now at the moment. We're going to take a quick look here at our citywide map, and we still have ongoing construction there for all of our folks in I-10 westbound there and coming in from the Seguin area. And we do have another stalled vehicle being reported I-10 at Bernie on School Street. Street I've actually never heard of before, but I-10 School Street to have a stalled vehicle out there for our folks in Bernie. Coming up, we're going to be talking about this major construction that's going to be taking place on the northwest side. We'll check in and give you more details on that here in just a bit. Erica, Mark, back to you guys.
You RJ. Well, to our top story this morning, San Antonio police are still looking for the latest suspect in what's becoming a growing problem in our city, road rage shootings. Around 10 o'clock on Wednesday night, officers say a driver shot at an SUV on Loop 410 near Broadway by the airport. That SUV was carrying a family of 5, including a little boy who was hit by a bullet. The 10-year-old was grazed in the leg. He'll now have a scar for the rest of his life. Since then, that little boy's dad told KSAT what happened.
Looked like my son was gripping his legs in fear so much he cut himself until the slug bullet fell out of his shorts. My 3 kids terrified for an unprovoked. I did nothing to this man, this coward. I did nothing to him. And he opened fire on a 10, an 8, and a 6-year-old, and he hit a 10-year-old. And there was blood, but we have to find this coward.
Now, if you know anything about this road rage incident that can lead to the shooter, please call SAPD.
Moving on to health news this morning. Did you know that diabetes is linked to cancer?
That's important because according to UT Health San Antonio, 16% of people in the city have diabetes, which is higher than the national rate of 10%.
Our Stephanie Jimenez tells us about a woman who survived diabetes and breast cancer.
You've heard pictures are worth 1,000 words, but sometimes they're deceiving because this image of Virginia Cortez doesn't tell you what she actually is, a survivor.
I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes December of 2015, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer September of 2019.
It's been a long journey for the 54-year-old. In the last 8 years, she's lost weight, started diabetes medication, and finished cancer treatment. As Virginia continues to recover, she can't help but wonder how she got here.
Had I not had diabetes, could I have prevented the cancer? I don't know.
There's no clear answer for Virginia, but researchers have established a link between diabetes and cancers of the pancreas, liver, colon, and breast. A 2021 study in the medical journal Cancers found as many as 18% of cancer patients have diabetes.
Diabetes is a chronic inflammatory disease that puts your body in override, and that can lead to some genes or some abnormal cells to proliferate and then eventually cause cancer.
Dr. Carolina Solis Herrera is the chief of endocrinology at UT Health San Antonio. She treats patients like Virginia and says the best way to stay healthy is to eat more vegetables, walk often, and get regular checkups.
All those factors together will count all for you to protect you from the complications.
Now that she's in remission, Virginia sees light at the end of the tunnel. She shares her story with you, hoping that you learn from her experience.
It is hard to change, but you'll change when you're ready to change. And I hope it's before you get diabetes.
That was our Stephanie Jimenez. Now happening today, our KSAT community partners are hosting a phone bank for a nonprofit that provides medical equipment to people who need it.
This is awesome. Project Men helps people who don't have money or are unemployed, don't have insurance, or have gaps in their medical coverage. If you donate, you help people who can't afford to buy things like scooters or wheelchairs get them.
During the phone bank, you can also ask about the Viva Mobility Resource Fair that's happening Sunday, April 14th at Morgan Sports Complex. Again, the phone bank is happening from noon until 7 p.m.
And April is Autism Acceptance Month or Autism Awareness Month. Next week, we'll be hosting a KSAT community town hall called Understanding Autism. Guests will be joining Tiffany Huertas to answer any questions you may have, help raise awareness, and promote acceptance.
You can tune into the town hall next Tuesday at 2 p.m. on KSAT.com, KSAT Plus, or the KSAT YouTube channel. The town hall will then be followed by the Walk for Autism on the 20th at Palo Alto College.
It's almost time for the Party with a Purpose Fiesta. How do you like to be able to ride in the parade? Get your phone ready and scan this QR code. Then tell us what you love about the Battle of Flowers Parade. To enter for a chance to ride on a float and show us your shoes. Battle of Flowers Parade coming up Friday, April 26th. Once you enter the contest and register to become a KSAT Insider, you can access our KSAT Fiesta parties. So scan this QR code. From there, you can buy tickets to our Insider Fiesta parties at the day and night parades. You can find all this information right now at KSAT.com.
This weekend, San Antonio Pets Alive is celebrating Fiesta with an adoption special. Fees for all dogs and puppies who are adopted from Sapa's Rescue Center on Marbach Road this weekend will be waived. Right now, there are tons of animals who are looking for a home. Hint, hint, Mark.
All animals adopted from Pets Alive are up to date on vaccinations, spayed or neutered, and microchip. This special is this weekend only. I can't wait to get another dog one day. One day. It'll happen.
I'm still working on you.
I know you are. 638, 54 degrees.
Just ahead, we're getting you ready for the San Antonio Book Festival tomorrow. We'll meet a San Antonio author who calls both Texas and Mexico home.
Hey, and the big deal this morning, folks, Fiesta Medal Days are back. We've got a new location for a free KSAT medal this morning. We'll have the announcement coming up after the break. We are counting down the days until the 12th annual San Antonio Book Festival with nearly 100 authors coming to the Alamo City.
San Antonio author Susan Toomey Frost is showcasing her book, Witness to War, Mexico in the Photographs of Walter Elias Hotzel. Frost has been collecting photographs, postcards, and images of Mexico for decades. She lived in Mexico for 6 years and taught English and linguistics there. She now lives in San Antonio, where she's taught at Trinity University. Frost calls both Texas and Mexico home. Her new book is about an American mining engineer turned photographer. Walter Elias Hotzel lived in Mexico for 10 years and was there when the United States occupied the Mexican port of Veracruz in 1914. Hotzel's images are the very first ones taken during that time and are showcased throughout the book. Frost wants people to learn from the images and get a sense of what it was like during that time.
The book kind of shows how we, the United States, has not always been the best friend to Mexico. And that maybe we should go by this example and not meddle in the affairs of Mexico like we have done so much over the years. That we are one people. And especially in San Antonio, I feel this, that we share mutual heritage.
Now, you could hear from Frost at the San Antonio Book Festival this Saturday at the Central Library and UTSA Southwest Campus. The free event is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. For more information, visit the KSAT community page on KSAT.com. It's a great event. If you haven't been out there, you should check it out this weekend.
All right, 644, we've got the location for our first Fiesta Middle giveaway coming up in just moments. But first,
we got to go to RJ for traffic.
We do.
Yeah, guys. Okay, so let's get right to it because we have our first major incident of our Friday morning here. Taking a look here at a crash, I-35 there at Pine. For all of our drivers headed out of the downtown area, you see at least two of the left-handed lanes blocked in this area right now as we have a major crash. Just showed up maybe about 10 minutes ago, already causing some significant delays. Again, two left-handed lanes blocked there, I-35 northbound at Pine Street. You do see some backup here. This is going to be for all of our folks headed to the North New Braunfels area, again coming out of the downtown area, that 37, 281, also that corridor, and now we are seeing traffic stretch all the way back to St. Mary's Street in the downtown area for all of our folks on 35 northbound. So it's going to be very busy there over the next couple of minutes or so as crews try and clear that crash out as soon as possible. Rest of the city, everything else is looking pretty good for the most part. We have cleared out stalls there by the airport, also had a stalled vehicle south of downtown. We have cleared that one out, also the one there at Frio Street, but we do have to talk about construction here, and I sound like a broken record, but just want to make sure that people are aware we have a major closure taking place this weekend, two separate closures. I-10 1604, that's basically going to be shut down the entire weekend starting tonight through Monday morning 5 a.m. So we're going to have detours there from Van Jackson, La Cantera Parkway on 1604 and UTSA Boulevard up to La Cantera up by the rim on I-10. And over here to the north side of town, we're going to have the westbound lane shut down the entire weekend here, basically Blanco all the way to Bitters. That's going to obviously go past Huebner Road as well. We're going to have that one in place throughout the rest of the weekend. That's just going to be the westbound lanes of 1604, but still going to cause a major mess out there for all of our folks.
Thank you, RJ. It's that time, folks. We've been telling you about it all morning, and now it is time to reveal the location of our KSAT Fiesta Medal giveaway. It's the Conviva Senior Primary Care at 100 South Zarzamora. That's a South Zarzamora in Buena Vista. The line starts forming in just about 15 minutes or so at 7 o'clock. And good luck.
And if you're heading out there to stand in line, you might want a little jacket.
It's a little chilly out there.
It is a little bit cool out there, and then it's going to be just a spectacular day. So maybe even a nice day to lounge in the pool.
Oh, man.
Well, I tell you,
that's the life.
I was going to say, that dog's got the right idea there, too. Love the glasses, the whole swim shirt, and everything else. Yeah, Sophie's all set. Anyway, thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. All right, as promised, move the camera around and look at this gorgeous, gorgeous sunrise this morning. Just a few high wispy clouds well off to the east and down to the southeast. And yeah, chilly temperatures, 50s right now. Wouldn't want to hop in the pool this morning, maybe later on today. But it's going to be one of those days where low enough humidity to where if you were in a pool and then hop out, the water moisture is going to evaporate quick enough and more efficiently enough off your body that would actually feel pretty chilly out there. We are going to have a high temperature today up to 82 degrees, and a few more of those kind of high clouds going to be working their way in here throughout the course of the day. Also, it is going to be very windy today. We're going to have winds 15, 20 miles per hour, gusting on top of that. That's just in and around the metropolitan area, and it's going to stay windy into tonight as well. A little bit of an unusual situation. Winds will die down somewhat in the overnight hours and the wee hours tomorrow morning, but then pick back up throughout the day. So it is going to be another breezy day, but these winds are coming in here out of the southeast. So that's just going to continue to pull in all the humidity. You saw some of those high wispy clouds down to the southeast, maybe a couple of them if you squint. You can see a few of those that are showing up in the satellite picture right now, but otherwise not much is going on. A little bit more high level moisture is starting to try and come on in here as well. The big picture, huge storm system obviously off to the northeast, and then another one which is out there to the northwest. This is the one really responsible for the great weather we've been having. It has kept us in this northwesterly flow in the atmosphere. Now what's happening, obviously winds coming in here at the surface out of the southeast, upper level winds out of the southwest, a little more moisture aloft, and then this ridge builds in here, so that's going to help to warm things up as we go on into tomorrow and then Sunday, first part of next week. This next low is going to be one we really have to keep an eye on. It'll kind of graze by up to the north Monday night into Tuesday, perhaps knocking the humidities down a little bit, perhaps squeezing out a shower or two. Not a big deal. Then we go into the middle part of the week, and it's going to be warm and humid. However, by the latter part of the week, what's going to be interesting is how much that low is going to be kind of building up there. And there are some indications, some long-range computer models, that this thing is actually going to pull a front through here by Thursday of next week, which would knock temperatures down, maybe squeeze out a couple of showers around here, but it could be very interesting for the start of Fiesta and then even going into the first weekend of Fiesta. 82 today, another great looking day, although we do have those red flag warnings off to the west, and then 84 tomorrow. We are going to have more humidity around here, windy as well, then 85 on Sunday, warm and humid through the middle part of next week. And again, going to be something we keep an eye on, see what that front wants to do late next week.
But it won't stop us from having a chicken on a stick next.
Of course not.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Don't be silly. That sounds so good right now. Even right now at 10 till 7 in the morning, 54 degrees.
Taking a live look outside with a live cam. That is a great start to our Friday morning. We'll have more coming up after the break.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, the wind, the rain, and the storms. Of course, I'll be tracking those. But we also have to get to the big headline, O.J. Simpson's death, and we'll look back at the trial of the century. Also here on GMA, we will talk about the interview with Golden Bachelor Gary Turner and his wife, Teresa Niss. They're going to share a very personal story. And why some skincare companies are telling teens and tweens not to buy their products. We sit down with Ryan Seacrest and the judges of American Idol as Katy Perry gets ready to leave that judge's table. And finally, a special sneak peek at the Bluey special coming on Disney+. You'll see it all on GMA.
Again, we've been telling you about all morning. It's time to reveal the location of our KSAT Fiesta Middle giveaway. It's Conviva Senior Primary Care at 100 South Star Zamora. That's at South Star Zamora and Buena Vista. I just checked Google Maps, and they have a decent-sized parking lot. So head on over. The line starts in just about 6 minutes at 7 a.m.
Before you go, we're looking ahead to the Poteet Strawberry Festival, which starts tonight. The festival brings in over 100,000 visitors with a parade, carnival, entertainment, food, and live music. This year's lineup includes South Texas favorites David Garza y Los Musicales and Marcos Orozco. Gates open at 6 p.m. tonight and tomorrow at 10 a.m. Happening today, our KSAT community partners are hosting a phone bank for a nonprofit that provides medical equipment to people who need it.
Project Men helps people who do not have money or unemployed, don't have insurance, or have gaps in their coverage. If you donate, you can help people who can't afford to buy things like scooters and wheelchairs.
Again, the phone bank is happening from noon until 7 p.m.
Friday morning time check, just about 5 minutes till 7.
Yes, let's do that one last check with traffic at RJ.
All right, guys. Yeah, things getting busy on the near east side of downtown as we take a look here at 35 northbound at Pine. Multiple lanes here blocked, at least 2 main lanes as we have San Antonio Fire Department units out there right now. A crash that reportedly involved at least a couple of vehicles. Now you see traffic is slowly getting through this area on the right-hand side of our camera here, but again, causing some pretty significant delays as we take a look at our maps. Crash being reported right here, right in between North New Braunfels Avenue and Pine Street. Traffic now backing up all the way to Lexington, past McCullough, even going towards Main Avenue. So definitely very busy for our folks out there on the east side. We will continue to monitor that. The other thing we're following right now, stalled vehicle being reported 410 at 151. And that's just kind of the biggest things that we're following right now. We'll give you more updates during our cut-ins coming up here in just a bit. Mike?
Grab a light jacket this morning and, boy, some sunglasses because it's going to be a spectacular sunrise and 53 degrees. So we drop back down. Yeah, 43 in Comfrey. Yeah, that's just downright cold up there. We do have a red flag warning for our western counties later on today, noon all the way up until 10 o'clock. So it's going to stay windy all evening long. 76 at noon, 82 high temperature today. A few high clouds start to build on in here. A little more humidity tomorrow, and then it really comes back in here Sunday through most all of next week, and windy again tomorrow. We're going to keep an eye on what happens Thursday for the start of Fiesta. Do we have a front moving through here?
Good to know.
Yep. Have a great day. Good Morning America is next.